Have you ever wondered what truly exists in the darkness? The voiceless whispers, the fleeting shadows hiding in the night. Could they simply be products of our imagination? Or are they invisible forces silently watching and waiting? For thousands of years, humans have believed in the existence of supernatural entities that coexist with our world. Among them, demons, symbols of deception and darkness, have become a haunting terror. But who are they? Where do they come from? And why do they emerge to confront humanity? Today, join us as we uncover the terrifying secrets hidden within the pages of the Bible, the most sacred book of humankind. Stories of fallen angels, of Lucifer, the one who defied God, and the dark schemes designed to lead humanity into sin. Prepare yourself, for what you're about to hear will change the way you see the world forever. This is not just a story about demons, but a battle between light and darkness, between faith and temptation. Are you ready? What does the Bible say about demons? The Bible, a timeless masterpiece, is not only a book cherished by humanity, but also a symbol of eternal faith, with hundreds of millions of copies printed each year. The Bible is more than just a book. It serves as a spiritual guide for billions of people across the world. What sets the Bible apart and gives it its enduring vitality is its ability to transcend all boundaries of language and culture, making it the most translated work in human history. But its significance goes even deeper. The profound content of the Bible touches upon the most mysterious aspects of life, subjects that even modern science has yet to fully unravel. One of the most haunting and captivating themes in the Bible is the story of demons, dark forces that coexist with light, constantly striving to influence and challenge humanity. From the moment humanity began questioning life and death, a supernatural force emerged across all cultures and religions. Demons, not merely a product of imagination. The concept of demons was born from humanity's most primal fears: fear of the dark, the unseen, and the unexplainable. Ghosts, as wandering spirits unable to leave this world, are often depicted as ethereal beings drifting among the living. They are tied to sorrowful, tragic stories and unfinished memories. Invisible to the naked eye, they reveal themselves through dreams, faint sighs in the night, or fleeting shadows that vanish before one can fully grasp them. Demons, on the other hand, are not pitiable spirits but embodiments of absolute darkness. In many religions, demons are not only grotesque and terrifying, but also possess sharp intellect and extraordinary power. They are tempters, destroyers of faith, and sowers of sin. Demons can take on any form, from ordinary creatures like snakes and wolves to perfect human-like appearances, deceiving people into lowering their guard. In Eastern religions like Buddhism and Hinduism, demons are viewed through a different lens. They are considered shape-shifting entities, hiding in the guise of animals, or even blending seamlessly into human society. Their presence is often hard to detect, which makes them even more dangerous. They don't just harm but deceive, leading people down misguided paths. What, then, allows demons and ghosts to persist in human culture for so long? Perhaps it is humanity's greatest question about life and death. We all wonder, what happens after we die? This ambiguity has created a mysterious realm where these entities dwell, sowing seeds of fear and fascination. Moreover, demons and ghosts are not merely stories told in the dark. They hold profound symbolism in rituals and beliefs. From exorcism prayers in Christianity to spirit-banishing ceremonies in Buddhism, humanity has always sought ways to confront this darkness. Strangely, despite the fear demons evoke, they continue to captivate human curiosity. This is because demons do not exist solely to haunt, but also to reflect the darker parts of ourselves: greed, envy, and the desire to cross forbidden boundaries. If all religions have their own interpretations of demons, could there be a common thread linking these tales together? Or are demons truly real entities that transcend the boundaries of time and space? The Bible, a monumental work that transcends the boundaries of time, is a treasure trove of teachings, stories, and profound philosophies of Christianity. But what gives this sacred book its unique structure? The Bible is divided into two main parts: each with its own mission and significance. The Old Testament, the foundational portion of the Bible, serves as the historical and spiritual cornerstone of Judaism and Christianity. Written before the time of Jesus Christ, it recounts the creation of the world, covenants between God and humanity, and mysterious prophecies about the future. The New Testament, the continuation, was written after the appearance of Jesus Christ, authored by the apostles and their successors. It not only narrates the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, but also illuminates a new spiritual path with lessons of love and salvation. What sets the Bible apart is that it is not the work of a single individual, but a colossal project created over centuries by more than 40 different authors. These authors, living in diverse periods and contexts, wove together a rich religious tapestry that reflects various dimensions of faith and life. Comprising a total of 73 books, 46 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament, the Bible is far more than a mere collection of texts. It stands as a symbol of connection between humanity and God. Each page, each word is imbued with faith and hope, reviving timeless values that transcend the challenges of any era. From another perspective, the Bible is not only a religious document, but also a historical witness, where divine teachings are interwoven with everyday stories, creating an unparalleled legacy. It is through this complexity that the Bible becomes a beacon of light, guiding humanity through the generations. The Bible unveils a dramatic tale about the origin of demons, beings that once symbolized light and beauty but fell into darkness through pride and betrayal. Lucifer, known as the most exalted of angels, was once God's greatest pride, possessing unmatched beauty and immense power. He was revered as the perfect embodiment of creation. However, everything changed when God created humanity, a new species endowed with both soul and body, loved above all previous creations. When God commanded the angels to serve humanity, jealousy and arrogance began to stir within Lucifer. He could not accept the idea of bowing to a species he deemed inferior. Rather than obey, Lucifer secretly gathered a faction of like-minded angels and incited an unprecedented rebellion in heaven. This great battle not only shook the heavens but also marked a definitive division between light and darkness. Despite their strength, Lucifer's faction was ultimately defeated by God's supreme power and the loyal angels. The punishment for Lucifer and his followers was expulsion from heaven, condemning them to hell, a realm of pain and despair. From that moment, the image of demons was forever transformed. Once radiant wings turned to charred remnants, and their once beautiful forms became grotesque and horrifying. From pure light, they became symbols of darkness and temptation. But their banishment did not end their influence. In their hatred, they sought every opportunity to return and lure humanity into sin, dragging mankind into a spiral of guilt and destruction. The Bible not only recounts Lucifer's fall, but also serves as a reminder that demons are never at rest. They are patient predators, always seeking to exploit the weaknesses of humanity. In the shadows, these entities lie in wait to lead mankind away from the light and down the path of ruin and suffering. Do humans have the strength to resist the temptations of demons? That is the question posed by the Bible, leaving each individual to seek their own answer in the eternal struggle between light and darkness. The Bible unfolds a dramatic story about the origins of humanity, marking the first cunning act of demons. In the perfect Garden of Eden, a place of happiness and peace, Adam and Eve, the first couple of humankind, were given everything by God. However, there was one condition. They were forbidden to touch the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But demons, with their inherent cunning nature, seized this opportunity. Disguised as a sly serpent, one approached Eve, whispering sweet, deceptive words into her ear. It not only challenged God's warning, but also stirred Eve's curiosity, skillfully suggesting that eating the forbidden fruit would grant her extraordinary wisdom, akin to that of God. These words, sweet yet perilous, began to shake Eve's faith. With the forbidden fruit in her hand, Eve not only ate it herself, but also shared it with Adam. In that moment, Their eyes were opened, not to enlightenment, but to their own nakedness, shame, and weakness. It was then that God appeared, not with the loving embrace they once knew, but with disappointment and judgment. Adam and Eve had sinned, and the inevitable consequence followed. They were cast out of the Garden of Eden, losing their perfect existence forever. But this was only the beginning. Adam and Eve's actions brought pain not only upon themselves, but upon all of humanity. Their descendants, us, were burdened with disease, suffering, and unending hardships. Life became a constant struggle, not just against the natural world, but also against the relentless schemes of demons. Demons never stopped. From that first act of disobedience, they discovered the key to infiltrating human hearts: weakness, greed, and pride. Though they may take on different forms, their goal remains unchanged: to distance humanity from God, leading them deeper into sin and self-destruction. The Bible recounts the story of Adam and Eve not merely as a lesson in human frailty, but as a powerful warning. Demons do not appear in terrifying forms to frighten us. They hide within sweet lies, irresistible temptations, and seemingly harmless choices. Can humanity learn from the mistakes of the past to resist the lures of darkness? Or will we remain ensnared in the cycle of sin and ruin? This is the question each of us must confront in our journey to seek salvation. In every page of the Bible, demons emerge as the most terrifying adversaries, not only opposing God, but also spreading darkness into the minds of humanity. One of the most prominent stories, illustrating the profound and ruthless influence of demons, is the tragedy of Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus Christ's 12 closest apostles. Judas, driven by a fervent hope for a revolution to free his people, followed Jesus with zeal. However, when he realized that Jesus' mission was not to overthrow political powers, but to liberate the human soul, disappointment began to take root in his heart. It was in those moments of doubt that demons, the masters of temptation, crept into his mind. Under the cunning and calculated guidance of darkness, Judas was drawn into a plan of betrayal. His greed, anger, and dissatisfaction were expertly exploited by demons, transforming a beloved apostle into a traitor who sold his teacher for a mere 30 pieces of silver. This act not only shook the spiritual world, but also became the ultimate symbol of betrayal in human history. Yet Judas was not the only victim. The Bible repeatedly emphasizes that demons constantly seek to infiltrate human lives, preying on moments of weakness to manipulate their targets. They do not appear in horrifying forms, but hide within subtle thoughts, jealousy, greed, or even the desire for change. Demons do not need to destroy directly. They merely plant seeds of sin and let humans themselves wreak havoc on their own lives. The Bible warns that demons are not just enemies of God, but also a looming danger to every individual. They are master manipulators, adept at exploiting the most vulnerable aspects of human nature. From Judas, we learn a bitter lesson. A single moment of weakness can lead to complete downfall, not only for oneself, but also for those around them. Do we have the strength to stand firm against such temptations? Or will we become mere pawns in the hands of demons, like so many victims before us? This is not just a question posed by the Bible, but a solemn warning to all humanity, a reminder of the relentless battle between light and darkness. In the darkness of temptation and lurking invisible forces, humanity needs a guiding light to overcome the trials posed by demons. The Bible not only warns of the presence of demons, but also provides the path for humans to stand firm against their cunning allurements. One of the most powerful weapons mentioned in the Bible is sincere prayer. More than just words, prayer is a spiritual connection, a plea for strength from God to shield humanity from the traps of darkness. When people place their unwavering trust in God, prayer becomes an invisible but formidable shield, repelling all disturbances and manipulations of demons. However, prayer alone is not enough. To escape the grasp of these dark forces, humans must cultivate a holy and positive way of life. This is not merely about adhering to moral values, but also about nurturing compassion, patience, and a spirit of love. These virtues act as a radiant light that darkness cannot penetrate. The Bible emphasizes that demons can only persist when humans give them the opportunity through envy, greed, or discontent. When the soul is purified by serenity and faith in goodness, demons find no place to hide. A steadfast mind and a heart filled with love form an impenetrable fortress against all the schemes of darkness. Thus, the battle against demons is not one of brute strength, but of persistent inner cultivation. Faith, prayer, and living in accordance with sacred values will guide humans toward the light, helping them overcome all temptations and find true peace. Remember, demons cannot prevail if your heart remains aligned with goodness. In this battle, faith in God is the brightest sword, protecting you from all shadows. In the Bible, demons are not merely dark entities, but vivid symbols of deception, temptation, and the deepest sins within the human heart. They do not destroy through physical strength, but subtly infiltrate and manipulate the mind, steering humanity away from the light of God. Demons are masters of sweet lies, using cunning tactics to conceal their true intentions. They sow doubt, stir greed, and entice humans to pursue base desires. In their darkness, all noble values are distorted, and humanity's inherent weaknesses become the weapons they wield to execute their schemes. However, Christianity emphasizes that demons are not ultimate victors. The greatest strength to confront darkness lies in unwavering faith in God. Sincere prayer is not only a connection between humans and God, but also a powerful shield, protecting us from all malevolent plans. Clinging to God through virtuous actions and unyielding faith is like light piercing through darkness, leaving demons with no place to hide. Purity and loyalty to goodness are the ultimate weapons that enable humanity to overcome every challenge posed by demons. The Bible does not merely depict demons as fearsome adversaries. It also reminds humanity that the choice always lies in their hands. Light or darkness, virtue or sin. The answer depends on where you choose to place your trust and strength. In this battle, God is always our strongest ally.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you love mysterious stories and want to join us on this exciting journey of inspiration, click the subscribe button for egg mystery and turn on notifications so you won't miss any content.